I tend to match the energy that's being put out. So if the person is just kind of, making jokes, and I'll kind of make some jokes back, doing my best to expose why what they're saying is incorrect. If they said something that seems like it's coming from a place of good faith, although, incorrect, racist, or bigoted, whatever it may be, if it seems like they're honestly expressing these thoughts because it's something that they're genuinely concerned about, let's say with immigration or whatever, then I will do my best to educate them on what exactly our immigration system and policies are about, what the experience is like, give them, a little bit of personal experience and background, that kind of thing. And if they're just spouting off some racist nonsense just to be an asshole, then I'm just going to be an ignorant asshole right back. So I kind of like I'll meet them where they are, and I'll kind of just like mirror that energy right back to them. So sometimes it's not as productive as others. Sometimes I'm not at my best, or doing the best that I could. But I also kind of view it as, if they're coming in with ignorant energy, they don't want to learn. They don't want to have their mind changed. And it's going to take way more effort and energy than I'm willing to expend to try and do that, when, from experience, I kind of know where this is going already. So there's really not much point to it. Sometimes I'll do it for the benefit of other people who might be listening, just so at least that narrative is being challenged by somebody. And just so that there's a counter, to the record. Like, just let the record show that somebody did have a counter to this, and it was like a valid counter.
I hear you. I hear you. I
Yeah.
think that I take a different approach, and it goes back to what I talked about earlier, right? Like, I definitely don't want anyone else dictating how I act, you know? So
Okay. Yeah.
I will not be matching people's energy. I have my own energy. I bring that energy to the table.
Fair.
Everywhere I
Yeah.
go, I bring the same energy. Like, what you're getting from me. And to be honest, it makes it a lot easier to cut people off, and it makes it a lot easier to build community as well, because ultimately my values are what stay consistent. They're like cemented in concrete. I think that's what kind of like, you know sets me apart from a lot of other people, because a lot of other people's their values change depending upon what situation they're in, or their way of being changes depending upon what situation they're in. I don't do that. I keep that same energy, as they say. I keep that
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
energy every single place I'm at. And it allows you clarity of thought. It allows you clarity to perceive others. And one thing that it has allowed me to perceive is that no matter how it looks like on the outside, when someone may seem like their ignorance cannot be penetrated without significant effort, sometimes that's not actually true. Like, I'll give you an example. And this isn't about ignorance per se, but it's very similar. So I'm in a bar, right? I'm after work. I'm exhausted. I've been teaching all day, teaching high school students math all day. And I go to a bar. I sit down. My butt hits the seat, right? My drink is coming to me. I'm about to relax finally for the day. And I can literally feel this guy coming from like far away. I can literally feel heat from this guy's anger coming towards me, just getting closer and closer. And he sits down right next to me, because why wouldn't he? Right. And, and this guy immediately starts picking a fight with me. Like, I am just praying as I feel like this fire coming towards me. Just let me relax. Just please, I'm so tired. I just need I just need a moment, to decompress. No, this guy was ready to fight basically as soon as he saw me. I have that ability to attract problems and issues just by existing. And so he starts trying to pick a fight with me. He's getting more and more upset. Nothing I can say or do is going to change the situation. And I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to go with this for a second. And I'm going to try to disarm this guy. I just decided in that moment I'm going to do it, right? And he's getting more and more upset. This takes like a total of like a minute and 90 seconds. He's just making himself upset. And he's trying to make something happen. He's trying to get into a fight, you know? And he's like, you want a problem? You want something, right? You know, like saying all the things, getting up, raising his voice, standing up. And finally I just say to him, listen, man, I'm not trying to fight you. I just want to talk to you. And it was like the last thing he expected to hear. I guess like he's not used to people reacting to his anger in such a way. Like not only by I'm not going to feed into it, but I'm still actually even curious about you despite how angry you are and you're yelling in my face. It completely disarmed him. He literally was in shock. And he literally froze. And then he goes, oh. And I took that moment of disarmament and I was like, okay, I got to capitalize on this while he like has no idea what's going on. So I was like, why are you so angry? You know, I started asking him what's going on. And he started telling me, you know, and we had a whole conversation about it. I was like, let me buy you a drink. Talk to me, man. And we started talking about it. We hung out for the next 3 days. I met up with him every day for the next 3 days because one of the things that he was concerned about was that he might have developed hepatitis. Long story about being a tattoo artist and a wife that he had that was basically abusing him. And so we talked about the abuse he was enduring, his fears about getting tested for this. And I went and I got tested with him. And we had to go 3 different times because of different issues that occurred. The first 2 times we went, third time we got tested. We got the test, went back for the results together later, maybe like a week later, found out he was negative, huge weight off his shoulders. And, you know, I kind of mentored him a little bit about what he was going through abuse-wise. And then we said our goodbyes, never saw him again. But that's what happened from that one situation. And I could have easily matched his energy, man. I mean, I could have destroyed this guy realistically. And, you know, I could have easily chose to do that, but I just chose in that moment to react differently. And, you know, I think that he got something out of it. You know, I got something out of it, you know, which was to see that I could have that impact on someone and that it doesn't take a lot, that it really just took me choosing to respond in a certain way. And it didn't take a lot of effort for me to respond in that way, or to listen to him. And he was a good guy. You know, he was actually a very, very cool and interesting and good guy. And, you know, we probably could have been friends, you know, like ultimately, you know, it didn't develop into that or anything, but it was just a cool encounter. Right. And I think living in New York City allowed me to have a lot of encounters like that, a lot of opportunities to meet people from all over the world and to meet people of all different personality types and experiences and cultures and whatnot. And to just see that kind of engagement of bringing that same energy everywhere you go. Like I was like, this is the person I want to be. This is the kind of person I want to be. You know, I want to be that person no matter what I'm facing. Even if I'm facing extreme violence, you know, that's the kind of person I want to be. And kind of helped me cement that, you know, and test myself over and over and over in that regard. And, you know, so now I'm tested, you know, chiseled. And so that's why it's funny. The same thing even happens on Twitter, Jose. And you said you kind of recognized it. Like sometimes, I mean, I'm not saying that I succeed all the time on Twitter. I have definitely been tested in a different way on Twitter, but I've definitely gotten better over time in keeping the same energy that I want to keep. And I have had people write to me the same kind of thing that this guy said to me, which is just like, you know, no one's ever really like kind of responded to me this way. No one's ever really like seem to want to know what I have to think or wanted to say. Does that mean that I agree with what they say? Does that mean I treat them with kid gloves? Absolutely not. I'm still just as honest as I would be in any way, but because I show genuine curiosity in what they believe and what they think, they're more receptive, and that's how people are, you know. So, and that's how I am, right? Is someone who is genuinely curious. So I just bring that energy. That's the energy I bring everywhere I go.
Thanks for watching. For access to the full-length conversation and all of the 2-hour-long unedited conversations that I've had on race, click the support link in the description below. Thanks for your support and see you next time.